and they actually go to the train station and do things to themselves when they hear certain noises and see the trains coming through.
Now this is Ben, Liam and Bell on Nova.
G'day there, podcaster.
Really fun show today. We learnt about Gunzels.
Yes, I'd never heard that word, and it's a thing if you Google it.
There was chat of we just had a lot of rogue callers. I felt today, like a lot of people were saying things. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yep. I think it was one of those mornings where we had a lot of people that when they were on the phone, any moment I was like, they're gonna swear.
Yes,
They were just real loose.
Yes.
Stressful morning.
We like it when it's loose. We're in a flow state. It's all boom, boom, boom. Stories are coming through. Yeah, enjoy. I'm sorry, Ben, but I've sort of noticed something this morning that's kind of been unnerving me a little bit, but I was going to not mention it. But is there a reason why you have one brown hand? Looks like you've got one really dirty. Like, can you put both your palms up?
Yep.
Yeah, one's like completely white, the other one's like gross. Like,
One's orange.
Out of TP.
What the hell?
foul.
Obviously joking. What happened there was, so my wife, Sam, heavily pregnant, she did her pregnancy photo shoot yesterday. And so the day before, she wanted to put this like natural fake tan on, and so I had to help her do the fake tan.
Natural fake tan?
Well, you know how that's why I said the same thing.
natural about that stuff,
Well,
baby.
yeah, because I think obviously you're putting it on your skin, so she wanted to try and
Is
find
it one of those, like,
a natural one.
Gradual ones? Where they're like, oh, no, it's great. Like, you put it on, and then in 3 months, you like...
I don't know. It said it was streaky free, but they're all streaky.
And then the gradual ones stress me out because I'm like, well, what's sitting in your skin for that long and gradually turning
And then also,
orange?
if you're like, I'm happy with it, and then you're like, oh no, we're not there yet. We're still getting browner. But obviously, your sheets pong and stuff for it. But I mean, going back on,
so put the fake tan on her. But then the reason my hand's brown is because after I washed my hands, but then that night when I fell asleep, I had my hand on her belly, and then obviously it rubbed off.
Oh,
sweet visual. Yeah.
So pregnancy photo shoot though.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Very cute.
How was it?
It was good from what she told me. I mean, I wasn't there, but she told me that it went
Why
quite
weren't
well.
you? Isn't it a whole thing that you go like together, and it's like,
Why would I be there?
Yeah, and you like hold her belly and
No, I
you
hate
like
those
got the head
photos.
on the belly and
I
stuff.
hate those photos.
so what? She just went out bush with some photographer by herself.
No, she didn't go out bush. It was in a studio.
Right.
It was like studio photos.
I still
of
think
her
you were supposed
pregnant.
to be there, though, right?
Nah, I was on the website. I was on the photography website, and I was looking through the galleries, and I found every photo where, like, the women looked beautiful, and I think a pregnant woman is quite beautiful, and the body changes, and it looks stunning. But then, as soon as you put the husband or the man in the photo, I found it so awkward. Like, the guy's standing there in their like, acid-wash jeans, and their shirts are off, and they're, like, holding the belly. It looks ridiculous. It looks ridiculous. It's not about me. It's about her.
That's true.
In 20 years, I want to be able to open up the photo album and show our kids and go, oh, my God, look how beautiful your mum is.
Yeah.
I don't need to be in that photo.
I helped.
Exactly. It's not about me. It's about her.
So, was she like in the nude or was she?
She did. She got down to her underwear.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Don't show the kids that one, am I right? No, but I do find it a little disappointing that I wasn't involved in the process. I love and then
behind Ben was Liam. Like,
you know those classic photos you see where it's like the pregnant woman like in her undies like beautiful, and then it's sort of like the sort of the husband behind, and then the godfather's just sort of behind, also shirtless.
I'll be there as well.
And
I'll just stand off.
our bodies all pressed together. You know what I'm going to do as a little treat? I'm going to do a godfather shoot. So then when your son grows up, you go, look, in that same album, look how beautiful your mum is. Look how handsome your godfather is. And it's me in like loose linen pants with like, I'm shirtless, like riding a horse or something like that, and they're, wow.
Hey, have you checked out WhatIf.com's top 10 winter weekenders yet?
Yeah, how good's a what if tip? Bendigo is in there, Lakes Entrance,
Airlie Beach. Book your winter getaway on the What If app.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Love Rat, Bill's a love rat. Love Rat, Bill's a love rat.
You can email us, loverat@novafm.com.au. You can send us your questions, concerns, thoughts, funny stories, anything to do with love, sex and relationships. I did get an email about, look, it's kind of, they've asked a question, but they've also shared with us a very funny story. So it's from Jessie. She said, hey guys, I went on a date with a guy on the weekend and I'm having trouble ghosting him now. I've never ghosted anyone, but I want to ghost him and not go on another date because there is no way I will ever touch him again. On our date at the end, he revealed to me that he has actually stopped brushing his teeth when he was 20.
What?
Because he believes our teeth clean themselves. I then looked properly at his teeth and noticed there was a thick layer of gunk across his teeth. He said this is just protecting them and it's natural, like not washing your hair.
What is he, a Neanderthal? Oh, no, this is my protection gunk. Now I need this.
Safe to say that was it and we did not kiss. Is this normal, Jesse?
Obviously, it's not normal.
Okay, well, that's not even a question. Like, that's not normal.
Freakish behaviour.
That is not normal. And if you chat to any dentist, that is not okay.
That's foul.
No, we've graduated past that. We're
I
long
think,
gone.
you know, it's always 9 out of 10 dentists. I think 10 out of 10 dentists would agree that that's bad.
I mean, I to be honest, I kind of get what he's saying, but I'm also like, it's gross. Like, for the sake of other people, that your breath would smell horrible. Your breath would smell heinous.
13/24/10, why didn't they get a second date?
You remember you told us that story once, Belle, about the date that you went on, and it was just like a purely a one date only thing.
My pool table guy.
Yeah, with the pool shark.
Yeah.
Belle came in and said, "Oh yeah, how'd your date go?" "Oh yeah, no, he was a bit of a pool shark."
So he took me. He was like, "Oh, this will be really fun. We'll go to there's one of those pool table like bars in Fitzroy, and we went there, and it was nice. Except as soon as we actually started playing in the pool tables, he just absolutely smoked me and just kept winning to the point where I just stood there and I was like, well, I don't really know what to do in this situation. And so the date ended, and he was like, so what do you want to do now? And I was like, go home. I'm gonna go.
I'm pretty good at pool. Hey,
Yeah.
How many games did he smoke you in?
Oh, we played a few. It would have been like 3 or 4. I remember we were there for like 3 hours, and by the end, I was like, "Why am I still here?" Did not get a second date, but I'm not a ghoster either. I messaged him and said, "Look, it's not."
I love the visual of like on game 6, him just jamming the 8-ball into the back pocket. Have that.
So, yeah,
He
cop
was
that
showing
chick.
off.
She
Yeah,
must
no.
love me. Yeah, he's probably thinking she'll definitely want a second date so she can get the tricks behind my brake, my sick brake. Yeah, you're probably wondering how I did that, aren't you? Maisie in Windsor's given us a buzz. Why didn't they get a second date?
He didn't get a second date because he asked me to go halvers in a fine that he got while we were driving in a car together.
What do you mean, like a speeding fine?
Yeah, so basically I ended up coughing up $800 because I wasn't wearing my seatbelt correctly, and we got done by one of those overhead cameras.
Well,
I kind
would
of think
say-
you're in the wrong there,
Yeah, but
mate.
like, hang on. Yeah, I know that's like, you got to wear your seatbelt, right? What do you mean? Like, were you sitting in the seat upside down, or did you have like how are you wearing the seatbelt wrong? So it was still buckled in.
So I had my seatbelt on. The
Yeah.
only thing was I had like the strap that goes over your shoulder tucked under the shoulder because I was eating.
You can
So
still eat
it's
with the seatbelt over you.
Yeah,
though.
I mean, that's a tricky one because I can see why he asked for the money because it's not his fault. But then I can also see why you wouldn't give him a second date.
Yeah, then it just gets awkward.
Also, you know, we're in this world now of the overhead cameras, but that's not like AI doing that, right? Like, is that someone's job to sit there and look at all the pictures and go, oh no, that strap is below
Yeah,
the like? How the
probably.
hell is a computer picking up a strap being underneath the arm?
It's
you know,
true, actually.
Yeah.
Macy, thank you very much for sharing your story. We're doing this on 13/24/10. Why didn't they get a second date?
Erin in Eltham joins us now. What happened?
He actually didn't get a full date. So we met up at Tenpin Bowling and for the first date, and he thought it was appropriate to start commenting about how good I looked in my jeans, and then every time I walked past him to get the new ball, he would go and grab my butt. And so about less than an hour into it, I was like, look, I got to go to the bathroom, and I just went out the other way, and that was it.
That's fair, Erin. That's so fair. And I'm glad that you got out of there as well.
It blows my mind that there's guys like that. Like, it blows my mind that there's guys that would do that.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy?
They're out there.
That's full Grant.
What a pest.
Oh, Erin, thanks for the call. Alan in Box Hill, good morning. Why didn't they get a second date?
Good morning. Well, I did the ghosting, and this was all on my behalf, so I got to take the full credit for this. I took a young lady down for a nice Italian lunch on Ackland Street. I had the carbonara. After that, we finished up. Everything's going well. I started to feel a bit of a gurgle in the stomach, and I'm like, oh, this isn't good.
Yeah.
So I'm looking around. All that was there was a public toilet block in the middle of Beaconsfield Parade.
Yeah.
I've had to bolt into there. I've had explosive diarrhea, Dumb and Dumber style. I'm in there for about 25 minutes just trying to wrap this thing up. She's waiting for me. came out just embarrassed, had to ghost her. She tried calling, could not face her again after that.
I'm sure she would have understood.
Yeah, it was the cream. You know what I mean? Like, and she's probably the one as well. She sticks around after that.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Thanks for sharing, though, Alan. We appreciate it. Renee in Melton, tell us, why didn't they get a second date?
Oh, so I went on the first date with this guy, and then I quickly found out that he was obsessed with trains. His whole backyard was decked out like a train station. He's got signal box, the gates that come down, and there's actually a name for them. They're called a Gunzel, and they actually go to the train station and do things to themselves when they hear certain noises and see the trains coming through.
Hang on. I mean, toy trains is kind of like, oh, cute. I know Rod Stewart does that. I know, he's a very famous man and he loves trains so much. And, I know there's this particular news anchor who has a train room in his house. I won't name names.
But if they go into the train station...
what did you call those people, Renee?
A Gunzel.
A Gunzel.
A Gunzel, yeah. My dad told me. He was like, do not go on a date with that guy ever again. I know him because my dad worked at the train station.
Oh, he knows. His job was to shoo off Gunzels.
Are you sure your dad's not a Gunzel?
Yeah.
I thought they met at some sort of
100% he
Gunzel.
wasn't, I promise.
Okay. It seems like you kind of met him at a Gunzel anonymous
Stop
meeting.
saying Gunzel.
I like saying Gunzel.
Yeah, I go to GAA. Yeah, it's just the whole. We try and it's nowhere near a train line.
But
We
it would
find
be
a
an
nice
issue.
community area where there's no train tracks.
Well, look, those calls certainly were weird. The last one was particularly weird.
I just don't get here it comes, the sound of it.
I love the idea of going to
their
the
own.
guy's house, and then he had like a full-on signal box in the backyard, and then she's like in her head, her monologue's going like, "It's a Gunzel, it's a Gunzel."
I've honestly never
heard that. No, neither have I.
I'm learning.
Well, that's it. Well, Belle, the swift defender of the Gunzels, I would say, I don't know. I suppose it seems like we've got one on the team here.
Wow.
Caitlin in Croydon, why didn't they get a second date?
Hello. This fine fella, after our date, decided to ask me if I would be a dominatrix and make him my dirty little pig.
Oh!
Dirty little pig. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
What vibe did you get with him on the date before that? Like, was he pretty shy, timid? What was the go?
Yeah, he was actually quite quiet, and he was very quiet. And after the date, this was several years ago, and I was quite nice. Instead of just ghosting him, I was like, "Hey, mate, just letting you know, it was lovely to meet you, but not interested." And he was like, "Yeah, likewise, I'm not attracted to you." And I was like, "Okay, cool."
Hang on.
So
And then-
when he asked you, did he ask you in person, or when you left, he messaged you and asked you?
No, so I said that to him after the date, and he said, "Yeah, I'm not attracted to you." And then a few hours later, he was like, "Hey, but would you be my dominatrix?"
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
that's so weird.
So it was like a
weird
slap in the
play.
face, but also
Yeah.
really weird.
Yeah, what a weirdo.
And you
Yeah.
didn't do it then? Okay.
I did not, but he was going to pay for it. He was
Yeah.
offering payment. So I'm like, this day and age might be a different story.
Did he say?
You know?
Did he say how much he was going to pay, Caitlin?
No, I don't have any
okay.
idea what he was going to pay.
okay.
I didn't ask.
I
should've.
reckon we're about 2 RBA hikes away from oink oink. If anything, could you? I got a big mortgage. Could you maybe send me his number just out of interest? It's good to have options.
Love Rat. Bill's a Love Rat.
13 24 10. Why didn't they get a second date? We've had some incredible stories so far. Jordan and Terralgan, good morning. Why didn't they get a second date?
Morning, guys. I was seeing a Sheila a few years ago. Oh, quite a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I got to know her family reasonably well, except her old man because he worked away. I got pretty close with her mum, so instead of going on another date, I started seeing her officially, and then instead of going further on with the daughter, I ended up getting a bit closer with the mum and then jacked up with her mum for a bit.
Right, so the daughter didn't get a second date because you started going out with the mum.
Yeah, well, I didn't really care too much for the daughter by then. I was too interested in the mum.
Right.
And was it reciprocated?
Yeah, it went on for a bit.
How was the daughter in this whole situation? Was she upset? Was she didn't care?
Oh, yeah, she got a bit tried to get a bit violent there for a while, but
Right.
bit abusive. But we hid it for a little while. I think I was seeing her mum for 4 or 5 months.
Sounds like a real messy situation, Jordan.
Yeah, I'm not gonna dig into that one
I don't
any further.
unpack that anymore.
But thank you anyway for your call.
I'm linking that to why didn't they get a second date?
I think Jordan just wanted to tell us that he'd been with this chick and her mum. Yeah, g'day guys, loose link, but yeah, this is a story I tell quite often. Kim in Essendon, why did they get a second date?
Good morning. I was chatting to a guy from a dating app for a few days and we decided to catch up for coffee. And at the coffee date, he told me his wife's funeral was coming up in 4 days.
Whoa! So what did you do then, Kim?
I was floored. I didn't know what to do and I finished my coffee and left. But yeah, it was the most bizarre. I think that's the level of gentleman I came across from that particular app. So
Maybe he just needed a date for
That's
the
crazy.
A date for the funeral?
You
That doesn't normally work.
that doesn't.
No, that's
wild.
well,
That's
Kim-
one of the more wild stories I've ever heard,
That's
Kim.
huge. We're not getting better than that.
No
Thanks, Kim.
way.
Appreciate
Kim,
that.
you've taken the cake. Thanks so much for giving us a buzz. We'll give you 6 bottles of wine from Zonzo Estate for your time. Enjoy authentic Italian cuisine paired with the perfect drop at Zonzo Estate in the heart of the Yarra Valley. All yours.
amazing. Thank you. Worth
No
it.
worries. Yeah, well, thanks for sharing, Kim. Imagine that. Imagine your wife passing away and the next day you download Tinder.
Well, I mean, sounds to me, Kim, how many days were you, just out of interest, just trying to do the math on this, how many days were you talking before the date?
We were talking for about 3 or 4 days.
So
just
literally it must
chatting
have been-
back and forth.
He was sort of cutting one off and reeling one in, I think. She might have still been on this earth. Yeah.
Crazy, Kim, crazy.
It's 610. Hallelujah, it's 610.
13 24 10 if you want to play the 610 quiz this morning. We got James in Epping. How you doing, James?
Good mate, yourself?
Yeah, not bad, mate.
Well, Fraser Island is changing its name to K'gari Island. Which Aussie state is it in, Fraser Island?
What was that, sorry?
Where's Fraser Island?
No idea.
Oh dear.
If you were to go away on a nice
dear.
tropical holiday in Australia, which state would you go to?
Yeah. What state is Movie World in?
Queensland.
Nice.
He's bloody done it. He has bloody done it. 13 24 10 if you want to call up for this one. Sovereign Hill workers are on strike and have threatened to stop scattering gold around. God forbid. The 1800s is what century, James? It's going to be a slow morning.
Forget it.
1800s. Do you know which century that is?
Nope.
Okay.
So if you say a number between 20 and 18. Oh, sorry, James. I'm sorry, mate. We're going to have to move on.
See you, buddy. David, do you know the 1800s? What century is that?
It would have to be the 18th, wouldn't it?
You'd be wrong. You'd be wrong in that sense.
Wow.
13 24 10. Phone lines are freeing up rapidly. Frankie in Sunbury, good morning.
You there, Frankie?
Oh my God,
Jesus
Frankie,
Christ!
This
I'm
is
going
one
to
of
put
those.
a pin in it
Yeah,
this
this is one of
morning.
those
No,
mornings.
I think
yeah.
I'm done. Actually,
Well, no, we got more callers coming
no,
through
I don't
now.
know. I don't know if we need to even finish the quiz.
I think we give one more caller one more shot. If
Yeah.
it goes to shambles,
Okay.
we're stopping the quiz.
Okay, all right. The pressure is all on you, Amy Lee in Geelong. 1800s. What century?
The 19th century.
Yeah,
Very
bloody
good.
oath. Wayne Carey has revealed how much Beck Judd and Nadia Bartel are getting paid for Instagram posts. I don't know how he knows, but $150,000 apparently. My God. What does WAG stand for?
Wives and girlfriends.
She's done it. Koshi has revealed the worst celebrity interview was Harrison Ford in his years at Sunrise. Can you name one movie franchise he starred in?
Oh, God. Probably not.
Oh,
Harrison Ford. You don't know who Harrison Ford is?
I know who Harrison Ford is,
You
but
the
I haven't
movie-
watched any of his movies.
You know the movie with the whip and he's got the hat on?
Oh, there's the ones with the swords in space.
the light
Indiana
swords?
Jones?
Yeah.
There we go.
All right. Hot to trot. Okay. Please, let's finish this one here. There's a thick smog over New York at the moment that is grounding planes and forcing people to stay indoors. Can you finish these lyrics?
Where dreams are made of.
Yes. Good job,
Thank
Amy
you.
Lee. You saved the day.
Thank you, Amy. Appreciate that. We will send you along to the D-Box.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Thank you.
That was a rough start.
Yeah, that was
wasn't it?
a rough. I hope that's not a precursor for our Thursday. Amy Lee, you get to pick the next song we play. So would you like to hear Stacey's Mum?
Stacey's mom has got it going on. She's all I want, and I've waited for so long.
Or are you in more of a labouche mood?
It's got to be Stacey's mum.
No.
All right. Well, there you go. LaBouche gets a run on Friday, hopefully.
Stacey's mom, I'm in love with Stacey's mom. Wait a minute, Stacey, can't you see? You're just not the girl for me. I know it might be wrong, but I'm in love with Stacey's
Fountains of Wayne, Stacey's mum on Nova 100.
One of the great songs, one of the worst band names of all time.
Yeah, I don't like the name.
Fountains of Wayne. Really? Is that the best you could come up with?
Gross.
Are
they one-hit wonders?
Yeah, I believe so.
Producer Andy.
Producer Andy's he's filthy at that comment. Call out their next hit.
What's their next
What's
hit?
their second best song?
They have a song called Hey Julie, which is really...
How does that one go, mate?
Hey Julie, look what you're doing.
It's no Hey Jude. Hey Jude. I don't know.
Yeah, in the Nova system, we've got one Fountains of Wayne song, and it's Stacey's mum.
Says more about us than Fountains of Wayne.
6 months until I tie the knot, Ben and Bell. I need to sort myself out, you know. Like, if you can't look good on your wedding day, like, when can you look good?
So 6 months, yeah, that's getting pretty close, Liam. I started like properly eating well and going to the gym 12 months out.
Yep. So I suppose I'll have to go to the gym twice as much.
It doesn't work like that.
Well, look, I've joined a new gym. I'm going to try to eat better, lay off the beers on the weekend.
Did you join a new gym?
I did. And
Because you just left BFT.
Yeah, to join a new gym.
Oh, okay.
I only came once with me.
Yeah, okay. Well,
what gym did you join?
That was when I was 7 months out, Belle. Now I'm 6 months out. And I'm going to be a shred lord, and you're going to be crying at my rock hard abs.
Just crying.
It's like, it's
oh my God,
it's
it's
the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. It's like a work of art. Anyway, so I've got like I don't really love lifting weights. It's not my favorite thing. So I was like, I'm just going to get like a guy, like a PT, just to get me through the first few sessions, just so I sort of know what I'm doing, right? And so we had our first session yesterday. The guy's great. Like, we got along like a house on fire, and he was good. It was mainly just like sort of like, why are you doing this? Like, bit of goal setting, that sort of stuff, and getting measurements. And that
I want to
sort
make
of
my co-host cry at my abs.
Yeah, that was what I'm doing. Wrote down. He said, "We've never had that answer before, but you do you." And because they want to like measure progress, they do photos and that sort of. It's a bit awkward.
Oh, I hate the photos.
Yeah. And it's not like a scales thing as such. Oh no. It's the dreaded skin fold test.
I've never had a skin fold
Well,
test.
I think it's like, like AFL players have it. Like, I don't think like most people are doing a skin fold test.
It's where they pinch your fat.
That's it. They pinch the puppy fat.
So it's not just like if you got I got a muffin top, do they hold the whole muffin top, or do they just pinch the side, like the skin? It's not just actually skin.
It's literally everywhere. So they started off like around the jaw and the cheeks. So I was like, well, good luck, buddy. Like and it actually kind of hurt because they're using these like caliper, like these big cold calipers, and it was only getting like a centimeter off my cheek. And I was like, yeah, good luck getting stuff around there. Anyway, when the big difference when the shirt came off. He had a lot more to work with. That was more of like around the midriff. That was like a.
So they just grabbed the whole
gut. That was like
gut.
a 2-hand job. Like I was thinking, I was looking at him. He was probably thinking like, Zach, room 3, we're gonna need the big calipers.
It's a whopper.
Literally doing the whopper like 2-handed.
Yeah. And he was like super nice about it. Like he was like very professional and after we were sitting down, it was like, there's like a little bit of inflammation around the hips. So I'm like, it's not inflammation, dude. It's good old fashioned fat. That's you can call it a muffin top. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of inflammation. It's not like I've like knocked it and it's got a little bit inflamed. I've just been drinking too much beers and eating too many KFC zinger boxes. Anyway, the results are in, guys. The results are in.
Right.
So I don't know much about body fat percentages, but I know I think everyone knows this. Ronaldo's 7%. Like that's
Not everyone. What is
that's
it?
pretty common. I think that's
It's not common
among men. I think that's pretty common
I knew
knowledge.
that, yeah,
I
I
think
knew
yeah. See, Ben doesn't even like soccer, but he's sort of like, but he's like peak. So I'm obviously not that, but I'm sort of thinking like, I don't know, in the teens or something. I don't know what I think like if you're like 10, that's like insane, and Ronaldo's like a freak. 25%. So that's a quarter.
So you're a quarter
a quarter of.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So all the organs, all your...
Yep. So the
water.
bone mass, the everything, muscle, 25% of the 181 centimeters, 85 kilos of me is fat.
So what is the plan moving forward? How often are you going to go to the gym?
Once or twice a week.
You're going to have to go away more.
So
than that.
how much were you going when you did
5.
your...
I was doing 5. I was
Five.
On the
And that
weekdays.
was a year
5
long.
for 12 months.
Yeah, on the weekdays, and then I just had weekends off.
And I wasn't crying at your abs at the end of that. So that's, I really probably need to rethink. Okay. No, I'll keep that in mind. But watch this space.
All right, let's watch this space and follow Liam's weight loss journey.
You gotta live. We should do it. We should play that Shannon Knoll song every morning, and I can give an update on my week.
Ben, Liam and Bells, McCain Pub Trivia at home.
Nothing special about a quiet night at home with good mates, good times, and a bowl of McCain pub-style chips. Beg to differ.
Hey, Emma and Sandhurst, do you like chips?
Do I like what?
Chips.
I love chips.
Well, that's good. That's what we're here for. And guess what? You've won $200 worth of McCain pub-style chips just for getting on.
That's awesome.
I hope you got a big freezer. That's a lot of chips.
How many bags is 200
That's
bucks
a
worth?
lot of chips, but they are bloody good. But you can have a party and you get them all done in the air
Emma,
fryer.
can I live around the corner. Can I come round for some $200 worth of chips?
Sure can. Let's get into the
Great.
deep freezer.
You're going to have to literally buy a chest freezer just so you can freeze $200 worth of chips.
But you are also going to score yourself $1,000 if you can answer McCain's pub quiz question. Okay, it's pretty easy, I reckon, Emma. What traffic manoeuvre do motorists do in Melbourne but in no other city?
A hook turn.
Way!
Gee whiz, are you going to spend that $1,000 on another $1,000 of chips?
Yes, I am.
Oh, well, make sure it's the McCain's Pub Trivia Chips. Nothing special about a quiet night at home with good mates, good times.
Not the pub trivia chips.
And a bowl of McCain Pub-style
Each
chips.
chip has a question on it.
Beg to differ. That would be actually good. They can use that.
That would be kind of fun if they carved in a little trivia question on every chip.
Yeah, who was the first Prime Minister of Australia? I don't know, Chippy. I don't care. I'm just
You've had
hungry.
straight cut, you've had pub cut, you've had crinkle cut. Now we've got pub trivia cut.
Yeah.
This will probably make your blood boil if it's true. With people struggling at the moment with money. How's this? Wayne Carey, Duck, has revealed the staggering amount that Beck Judd and Nadia Bartel make from sponsored Instagram posts. Supposedly, according to Duck, they're getting $150,000 per post.
Nah.
I'm sorry, Ben, but why does Wayne Carey know that? You know what I mean? Like why does
idea.
I know that it's kind of like some loose footy ties, but that's just like someone like kind of like I don't know. That's like Nick Cody from Fox knowing what our partners earn at work. You know what I mean? Like it's not. I suppose they're in the same sort of world. I'm sure maybe they've been paid that sort of stuff for big campaigns and thing in the past.
Yep.
They do have huge followings.
There's no way they're getting $150,000 just for posting them drinking a smoothie.
Oh, yeah. Just a quick selfie with a smoothie. I wouldn't have thought that's $150,000. But are they also, I don't know, I've seen a few articles of Wayne Carey. He seems to have this new podcast and he's just running his mouth. And he must be like, this podcast thing is easy because as soon as he says stuff, there's just tons of articles about it. We're talking about it.
Is the podcast, is that the one that's called Truth Hurts?
Truth Hurts, baby.
I feel like he could reveal a couple of his own secrets on there.
Yeah, well, this is true.
There's a bit of truth that needs revealing.
Why is the
Duck.
truth that he's revealing about Beck Judd's Instagram?
Yeah. I think it should be called Almost the Truth Hurts. Truth plus a bit of GST.
Here's the thing. It sucks that these influencers can have these followings and earn mass amounts of money from their social posts. So we were thinking this morning, why don't we even the playing field? Everybody listening to the radio right now probably has an Instagram. We're going to pay you to post on your socials.
150 grand?
No.
Oh.
It'll be a piece of the pie.
It'll be dinner, $50.
$50?
We got some money in the budget. For every post you do, we'll give you $50, but it has to be about the show.
It has to like endorse.
On every post, we can't just
we'll
flood your feed
look,
then.
13 24 10. If you've always wanted to be an influencer, if you've always wanted to get paid to post stuff on social media, call us right now, 13 24 10. For every single caller we get on air, we'll chat through what you're going to post, but we will pay you $50 for a grid post.
Because that's that sort of marketing that you can't. Yeah, Nova can pay for billboards and stuff, but if you've got a photo, in your car next to your radio going, "Lol, Bell," Ben, Liam, and Bell loving this. Also, it's my favourite music. Then all the people on your feed are going to go like, "Wow!" And you get to become an influencer.
And
maybe other companies are going to see that person go, "Okay, they are up for endorsing. Why don't they do a post about my skincare line?"
I mean, is it just posts or what about stories? What about reels? Is it
Well,
more
I think
for a reel, less
obviously
for a post?
you get paid less for a story, but if it's on the grid, if it's going to stay on the grid, and contractually it has to be 3 months, then we will pay more.
Best thing about this is because we're making you an influencer, you get to do a post and then you get to hashtag ad.
Yeah,
because it's paid.
You can, hashtag paid, hashtag ad. Paid partnership with Ben, Liam, and Bell.
We want to make you an influencer this morning. So 13 24 10. If you're willing to post about our radio show in your Instagram feed, we will pay you for it.
Brooke, in Safety Beach, have you always dreamed of being an influencer?
I don't know about whether I've always dreamed of being it, but it would be nice. Wouldn't it?
Well, hey, and I mean, look, times are tough, and a bit of cash on the side. I mean, happy days. How many followers do you have on the gram?
I actually just hit 2,000 yesterday.
That's you've just hit a landmark. People pay good money for that. So what are you thinking? Run us through your ideas. Obviously, you just you need to tag Ben, Liam, and Bell, and you want to get people listening to the show. All your 2,000 listeners. What are your thoughts?
Well, what I was thinking was, I'm not sure about my cropping skills, but what I wanted to do was crop a picture of me next to you three and be like, hanging with my bud.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, we're all hanging out, we're all friends. People are like, wow, mate, I want to be friends with those people and listen to them in the morning. That's good.
For ages.
And is it like a Photoshop thing, or are you going to use Snapchat for it?
Look, I will have a bit of a play around.
It's fine.
We could help you out, bro. We could pose for a photo and leave a gap, and then give it to you.
Yeah, I kind of want to see the Photoshop skills. I kind of want to see. I kind of want to leave that ball in your court, Brooke. We'll pay you $100 if you do that and post it on your grid. Okay.
Amazing. Thank
All
you.
right, and
Wonderful,
make sure
Brooke.
you tag us and make sure you do hashtag SponCon.
Yeah, otherwise the government will come for you, we've heard. Sam in Tacoma, g'day. You'd like to be an influencer for the show?
Oh, absolutely, guys. How you going?
Very good, thanks, Sam. What are your thoughts? What do you want to post?
I got a ripper for you. I'm a mad hiker.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to test out gear because I go through so much gear.
Yep.
But I reckon I'm going up to the high country this weekend, Mount Feathertop.
Yeah.
I'm going to post saying it doesn't matter where you are, you can listen to Ben, Liam, and Bell. On the summit. On the summit.
Whoa.
That's good.
That's the best one we've had.
And that's, anywhere, wherever you are, on the Nova Player app, you can find your favourite podcast. It fits the messaging. It's, I love how you're going to execute the brief. And I'm looking at the guys and I'm happy.
Sam, if you do that post and you also share it on your story, we'll give you $150.
Whoa.
No problem. It's a done. I'll get to it as soon as I get reception.
All right.
Easy, Sam. It's got to be on the grid for 3 months. That's in the contract, okay?
What's his name? What's his name? Ben's having a baby. What will his name be? Can you guess his name?
If you can pick Ben's son's name, my godson, you will score yourself $1,000. There's a few names that have been taken off the board so far. Marie and Clyde, what do you think he's going to go for?
I think it's Angus.
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 That's
Angus.
a good name.
Yeah.
Like you think of Angus beef, you think of Angus from AC/DC, Angus Young. That's cool.
Well, I just thought it's a nice, strong Celtic name, I suppose, given his family history, his background, I suppose.
Did you say it's Celtic?
Celtic. It's a Celtic, like Irish or Scottish.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, Liam's more the Irish one.
I'm the Irish
I've
one,
got
yeah.
Scottish on my dad's side, though.
Do you?
Yeah. Having said that, though, look,
I suppose we all do if we scratch back further enough, eh?
Yeah. I don't ever give it away because I'm going to reveal it when the baby's born. But Marie, what I will say is very hot.
Whoa.
Very hot.
Okay.
Angus.
It could even be on the shortlist.
Yeah, Angus feels like the right. So it also feels like a name of a kid with country ties, like Ben. Grew up in a dairy farm. Angus feels like a kid that's like put light and sparkler bombs in the field somewhere. You're like, Angus, buddy, get back in here. You know what I mean? Like,
All right, we'll find out. You might get the call back once the baby is born. Natasha in Hillside, good morning. What's your name you want to register?
I think it's going to be Liam.
Natasha, I'm glad someone finally guessed it. It's probably the hottest name on the board. Obviously, no one wanted to touch it. You probably thought that it had already been picked. But yeah, that strong possibility that Ben will call his son my name.
It's not going to be Liam. Chris in Eltham, good morning. What will my son's name be?
Morning, guys. I think Henry.
Henry's a good
a
name.
lovely name.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. I like when the name starts with an H because it's HH. My last name
Henry Harvey.
So
Henry
Angus
Harvey.
was close, and it's going to be with an H.
It's going to be Hangus.
Hangus.
All right, let's do one more. Tiffany in Kilsyth, good morning. What do you think I'm going to call my baby?
Good morning, guys. So, Ben, I know you're a really big company man, so hear me out. I think the name is going to be Nova Boy.
You could have just said like Nova. It doesn't mean Nova Boy.
I was expecting Nova Boy, but you would have rocked me so hard if you just went like Chrissy Swan or something like that. If you just said like I think you're going to call it Fitzy.
For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.